Sonia Tiwari, Associate Professor from the Department of Community Medicine, Aurobindo Medical College, Indore. Today we are going to do the chapter that is Occupational Health. So now what is occupational health and what is the aim of occupational health? So promotion and maintenance of higher degree of physical, social and mental well-being of workers in all the occupations. Everybody knows what is health. Health is a complete state of physical, mental, social well-being, and if your aim is that you have to promote and maintain the physical, mental and social health of the occupational workers, then it is called occupational health. Now, what is the term ergonomics? Coming to the second slide, which says that what is ergonomics? Ergon means work, nomos means law. That is fitting the right person to the right job. The object is to achieve the best adjustment of man and his work for the improvement of human effectivity and well-being. Then third is that there are three types of interaction between the man and the environment. Number one is the interaction of man with the physical agent, the chemical agent and the biological agent. One by one we will see the examples of each. Physical agent, if you talk about, it includes the heat, the cold, the humidity, the air movement, the radiations, light, etc. Chemical agents means the toxic gases or the chemicals which are produced during the manufacture or during any other place. Then biological agents are everything which you are studying since first year in the microbiology, in the second year, that is the bacteria, the virus, the protozoa, the fungi, etc. Now man and machine. Second interaction is man and machine. Man and machine also plays an important role, and man also plays an important role. So man and man, what is happening is you have job satisfaction or not, how is the environment at your job place, then how is your salary, whether you are given equal pay for equal work, etc. So this is all about the interactions. Now coming to the main part, that is the occupational hazards. Now occupational hazards are also classified into 5 major categories. That is the physical agents, according to the physical agents, chemical agents, biological agents, the mechanical agents and the psychological hazards. First talking about the physical hazard in this slide, that is the heat and the cold. Due to heat you get heat stroke. Due to cold you get chilblains, erythrocyanosis, vasoconstriction, etc. Due to light, excess of light, you can get eye strain, eye pain, headache, dizziness, nausea, vomiting. Due to noise, you can have auditory as well as non-auditory effects, as we all know. Vibrations, you can have white fingers, then UV radiations and ionizing radiation. Now coming to the chemical agents, the chemical agents can enter your body through the local action, that is local action means by touching the chemical, okay, or in some contact, can cause certain skin disease or dermatitis, inhalation of dust, gases, etc. Then ingestion of lead, mercury, arsenic, etc. Then biological agents can cause many types of disease due to the, as I told you, bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi. So the examples here which include are brucellosis, leptospirosis, tetanus, etc. Mechanical hazards can be due to machine. If your machine is not working properly or if there is some malfunction in the machine, it can cause certain hazards. Last but not the least is the psychological hazards. Now psychological hazards, as we have already discussed in the previous slide, man and man interaction is very important in any kind of occupation. So psychological hazards can be due to psychological behavior or they can be psychomotor or psychosomatic. That is whether somebody is coming in his or her office but not satisfied with the job, not satisfied with the salary, then seeing the working environment, seeing the other colleagues, then any kind of addiction present in you or in your department. So all this plays a very important role in your life. Why? Because in the home you spend only 8 to 10 hours, whereas here you are there for the whole day. 9 to 4 carries a lot of time, 8 hours, but it looks like you are whole day over here. So that is very important. Then coming to the next, that is pneumoconiosis. Now from here we are starting with all the occupational diseases. Pneumoconiosis, that is the disease due to the dust particles. They are known as the pneumoconiosis, right? And it is due to the size of the dust, that is 0.5 to 3 micron. Then the diseases which come under this pneumoconiosis are silicosis, anthracosis, bicynosis, bagasosis, asbestosis and farmer's slump. Again I am saying there are 6 diseases which come under this, that is silicosis, anthracosis, bicynosis, bagasosis, asbestosis and farmer's slump. Now talking about one by one. First is the silicosis. Silicosis means what? Inhalation of the silica dust. This is the definition, inhalation of the silica dust. It was first reported in India from where? From the Kolar gold mines. Now if you see what happens in this disease is that the dust particles, they are ingested, and after ingestion by the phagocytes they accumulate and they block the upper lymph channels, right? So pathologically if you see, they will have nodular fibrosis, and the clinical feature will obviously be dyspnea and pain in the chest. Why? Because the dust particles, they are ingested by the phagocytes and they block the upper side lymph nodes. So obviously you are going to have dyspnea, difficulty in breathing, and you will have chest pain, right? Then coming to the clinical features of this, after clinical features you have impairment of the TLC, that is total leukocyte count. X-ray if you talk about, you will have snowstorm appearance. So this is a most common pre-PG question also, that in which disease do you get snowstorm appearance of pneumoconiosis? So it is silicosis, right? Now control if you talk about, you will have dust measures, you will have control measures, you will have substitution. Substitution means what? You have to substitute the silica matter or the silica dust with other things which are less harmful and which accumulate less. So substitution, then you have isolation, good housekeeping, hydroblasting and personal protective measures, and of course it is personal protective measures and pre-placement examination as well as periodic examination of all the workers from time to time. Coming to the next one, that is anthracosis. Anthracosis means the disease occurs in 2 phases, first phase and the second phase. First phase will include simple pneumoconiosis and the association with little ventilatory impairment, right? And second phase means it is PMF, progressive massive fibrosis. First is simple pneumoconiosis and second is PMF, progressive massive fibrosis, and there will be ventilatory disability, respiratory disability, and it can also lead to death. Coming to bicynosis, there is always confusion and it is always asked in Viva, in short note, in pre-PG, bicynosis and bagasosis. So due to cotton fibers, the disease which occurs due to inhalation of cotton fiber dust, that is bicynosis, and the clinical features of this disease will be chronic cough, dyspnea, bronchitis and emphysema. Chronic cough, dyspnea, bronchitis and emphysema. Coming to bagasosis, bagasosis means, as I told you, it is due to the sugar, baggies, sugar cane. Okay? In the sugar cane dust, in the sugar cane field when you go, so it can cause, and the bacteria which cause, that is Thermoacetomycetes sakari. Sakari means sweet and it is sugar cane. So bacteria name also you should know, Thermoacetomyces sakaris. The clinical feature will be breathlessness, cough, hemoptysis and slight fever. I hope I am clear till now, right? In the first one, that is silicosis, you have a snowstorm appearance. chest pain and dyspnea. Second was anthracosis, which occur in two phases, first and second. First phase is simple pneumoconiosis. Second is PMF, progressive massive fibrosis. Third one was byssinosis due to cotton fiber, and fourth is bagasosis due to baggies or sugarcane, and you have breathlessness. Hemoptysis is the main feature here, and cough and slight fever. Now, what are the preventive measures? First is personal protection, then you have substitution. This will remain always the same, almost the same, right? Medical control, that is periodic examination, I told you before, of all the workers. And here one thing is there, you have to spray for the baggies control. Baggies or the thermoactinomyces sakari control, you have to spray 2% propionic acid. This is the thing which is not done anywhere. So you can remember this. Rest all the points will remain same for all types of diseases. Now coming to asbestosis, which is our next slide. They are silicates of varying composition, and there are two types of asbestosis. One is the serpentine and one is the amphibold type. Now this amphibold types contains less magnesium, and whereas the serpentine one it contains the more magnesium. This asbestosis, they are mined in the Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Karnataka and Rajasthan. It enters by the inhalation, and dust is deposited in the lungs, causing the pulmonary fibrosis, and it is the leading respiratory insufficiency, death, CA bronchus, mesothelioma of the peritoneum, etc., and the CA GIT. So in all these diseases, what we have seen, first was your silicosis, that is causing chest pain, dyspnea and snowstorm appearance in the lungs. Then second was your byssinosis due to cotton dust, bagasosis, anthracosis occurring in two phases. First was simple pneumoconiosis, other was pulmonary massive fibrosis. And this asbestosis, it is causing inhalation, that is due to inhalation and causing pulmonary fibrosis with CA. अभी तक हम लोगों ने देखा कि CA bronchus नहीं था कहीं, और CA पेरिटोनियम कहीं नहीं था, CA GIT कहीं नहीं था. So the disease of the lungs due to dust causing the cancerous condition is what? It is asbestosis. So ऐसा नहीं है कि सब सारे पॉइंट्स एक जैसे ही हम लोग लिख देंगे कि सब में डस्ट कंट्रोल, डस्ट कंट्रोल, डस्ट कंट्रोल, सब में कफ कफ कफ, सब में चेस्ट पेन, सब में डिस्निया डिस्निया. एक एक फीचर you have to distinguish and you have to write. Again I am repeating, pneumoconiosis consists of 6 diseases, and out of the 6 you have to identify what is the distinguishing feature of each disease, and then you have to write. Like snowstorm appearance पूछा आपसे, okay, so it is present in silicosis. फिर massive pulmonary massive fibrosis और दो phases किस में आते हैं? anthracosis में, ठीक है. फिर byssinosis की बात करेंगे तो emphysema जो कि cotton dust के साथ. शुगर केन वाले की बात करेंगे तो उसमें क्या मिलेगा आपका? मीजोथीलियोमा, ठीक है, ये था. और ये जो है एस्बेस्टोसिस, इसमें आ रही है कैंसरस कंडीशन. फिर सबके प्रिवेंशन में आएगा डस्ट कंट्रोल मेजर, आइसोलेशन, सब्स्टिट्यूशन, ओके, पर्सनल प्रोटेक्टिव मेजर्स, पीरियोडिक एग्जामिनेशन एक्सेट्रा. अब शुगर केन वाले में स्पेसिफिक फीचर क्या है? बैगीज कंट्रोल के लिए 2% प्रोपियोनिक एसिड. तो ऐसे करके सबका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फीचर लिखना है. न्यूमोकोनियोसिस पे क्वेश्चन आएगा तो यू हैव टू राइट ऑल द डिजीजेस इन शॉर्ट, राइट, और किसी एक पे आता है तो वो लिखना है. और हाँ, एस्बेस्टोसिस में एक चीज बताना भूल गई मैं, एक्सरे चेस्ट विल गिव यू ग्राउंड ग्लास अपीयरेंस, राइट. Then preventive measures are use of safe type of asbestosis, substitution of other insulants, then vigorous dust control measure, periodic medical examination, biological monitoring and continued research. Last but not the least is the farmer's lung. Farmer's lung, it is due to moldy hay or grain dust, and the microorganism is what? Micropolyspora fayani. ठीक है, Micropolyspora fayani is the organism, and it is caused by repeated attacks of pulmonary fibrosis or pulmonary damage. So these were the 6 diseases which come under pneumoconiosis. Now in short we are going to see what is lead poisoning, what are the features. As you all know already, we have studied in forensic also. So now lead poisoning, the uses of lead are manufacture of storage battery, the glass manufacture, shipbuilding, printing of potteries, rubber industry, etc. Non-occupational sources can be, you can see these lead pipes which are used for the drinking water pipelines. Lead pipes are used at many places. Then mode of absorption, how this lead will be ingested. So it is by ingestion through the skin or due to the inhalation. Now what are the clinical features? The toxic features will be abdominal colic will be present, constipation will be always present, then you have loss of appetite, and the most common feature you used to study in forensic is the blue lines and the gums. This is the characteristic feature. Toxic effect, you can see they are insomnia, headache, mental confusion and delirium. If you do the lab test will include corpusculin level in the urine. You have to see the corpusculin level in the urine. You have to see the lead level in the blood and urine. Obviously it will be found. Then aminolevulinic acid in the urine, and last is basophilic stipplings of the RBC will be found. Right, now we will come to the preventive measures of the lead poisoning. So first is substitution by the less toxic compounds. You can always use less toxic compounds. Okay. Second is the isolation. Then you have local exhaust ventilation, personal protection, good housekeeping will always be there in your role. Then periodic examination of the workers, personal protective measures and health education. And management will be what? What is the antidote? It is calcium EDTA, which can be used. Now coming to the occupational cancers in very short, because it is often asked in the short note. The occupational cancer consists of skin cancer, lung cancer, CA bladder and leukemia. Again I am repeating, you can see in the slide, that is the skin cancer, lung cancer, CA bladder and the leukemia. Control of occupational cancer or industrial cancer will be, how will be elimination or control of the carcinogens. Second will be medical examination, then will be inspection of the factories. If you have any such cases, you have to always notify that such and such cases are coming in our factory, cancerous condition. Now again I am asking, what is the pneumoconiosis disease which causes cancerous condition? So it is asbestosis, as we have discussed earlier, 2-3 slides earlier. If you are attentive, I think you must be knowing it. So you have to notify, then license of the establishment, personal hygiene, then you have to do the educational and you have to do the research. Now I will just take a few seconds. Educational purpose and research purpose. What are these two? These are the uses of screening which we have done in our previous chapter. First use was control of disease, second was case detection, then educational and research. जहाँ भी जो मिलता जुलता वर्ड आता है, always try to remember कि ये मैंने और कहाँ पढ़ा था. तो इधर पे occupational cancer में भी found, research and education. तो तुम्हें याद आना चाहिए था कि पिछली क्लास में 4 यूज पढ़े थे, उसमें से ये 2 थे. Okay, I am just telling you because see PSM is like everybody says कि सिर्फ मगअप करना है. It's not. If you will imagine a one village also, you can write your whole paper in the exam. I can assure you that. Okay, so let it be. Now moving on to our next thing, that is radiation hazards. Radiation hazards, that is painting of luminous dials of watches and other instruments, manufacture of radioactive plants, mining of radioactive ones, X-rays, welding and exposure to UV rays. They are the sources. The effect can be acute burns, dermatitis, discariasis and malignancies. Now what can be the preventive measures? Again they are almost the same, that is inhalation, swallowing, direct contact to be avoided. In case of X-rays you have to use the shield, then regular monitoring at 6 months interval, protective clothing to prevent contact with harmful material, adequate ventilation, replacement and periodic examination, and pregnant women are not allowed to enter such places. So it is just remember in short only, So I am also telling you that way only. Then coming to the next slide, that is occupational dermatitis. Occupational dermatitis, what can be the causes? It can be physical, chemical or biological causes. Physical can be due to, as we have already discussed in the first slide, that is due to heat, due to cold, due to moisture, then due to the high pressure, X-rays, etc. Chemicals can be due to the alkalis, due to certain types of acids, due to dyes, etc. Biological can be whatever you study in microbiology, that is bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, and it can be due to certain plant products also, certain leaves, certain vegetables. If they are irritating, they can cause occupational dermatitis if you are dealing with them. What is the prevention? So first prevention over here which will come is pre-selection. That is, we are talking about ergonomics. If somebody is having already allergy due to certain products, then don't keep them in that place or in that job. Give them some other work. Okay. Then you have personal protective measures. Explain them to use the personal protective measures like helmet, mask, spectacles and gloves, etc., boots, etc. Then personal hygiene also. One has to keep their soap, towel, etc. at the working place also separately. And last but not the least, again the same, that is periodic examination of orderly workers at least 6 months of interval. Now coming to sickness absenteeism. This is covered in only one slide, but it is only asked this much only, that is the short note. Sickness absenteeism, the word only denotes, that is you are sickness due to sickness or due to certain other reasons also you are absent from your job. First thing, the causes can be economic cause, social cause, medical cause or non-occupational cause. Economic cause means what we feel over here, sick leave with pay. That is, you are absent also, the institute is providing you the leave, so your salary will not be deducted. That is economic. Social means what? They will say शादी में जाना है, wedding है, ठीक है. They will say ancestral house is going to be repaired. They will say फसल कट रही है. Any kind of social reason. Medical means they will always say respiratory illness, एलिमेंट्री इलनेस, पेट खराब हो गया, सिर दुख रहा था, ऐसा, ठीक है. तो मेडिकल कॉजेस. एंड नॉन ऑक्यूपेशनल कैन बी एनीथिंग, लाइक इफ यू आर ड्रग एडिक्टेड और इफ यू आर रात भर में ये दारू पी बैठ के, ठीक है, यू कांट कम टू द जॉब. सो अल्कोहलिज्म, एनी काइंड ऑफ एडिक्शन or certain types of nutritional disorders. So this can be that. Then prevention can be good factory management and practices first. Then adequate replacement examination if somebody is already addicted and then also you are keeping that person in the job. So how is it possible? Every time he will give up certain excuses and will not come for the job. So that is non-occupational. Then good human relation should be there. If your staff, they will take, suppose they will take sick leave with pay, or they can give you any cause of social cause also. अरे शादी में जा रहे हैं, घर बन रहा है, ऐसा. Why? Because your boss is not having good relations with you. So every time what you will do? You will try to skip your office, school or institute and you are not going to come. So good and healthy relationship between all the staff is also must. And last but not the least is same thing, that is application of ergonomics. You have to select the right person for the right job, right? So sickness absenteeism, the causes can be economic, social cause, medical and non-occupational cause, and the prevention can be replacement examination, ergonomics, good human relationships and good factory management.